Hey guys, Starwatch Media here with the cast and filmmakers of the film Free Ride at Hamptons International Film Festival. You guys introduce yourselves and tell me about your role with the film.
I'm Shana Betz and I'm the writer-director.
Stephen Moyer, executive producer.
Mark Larkin, executive producer.
Liana Liberato, actress. That's weird. What do I say?
Actress. In a different voice.
So this film is very, very exciting. It's about a single mother. Tell me a little bit about, for those of the people who haven't seen the film, the core of the story.
Free Ride is based on my life story. I wrote it based on my mother. My mother was a drug runner in the 70s, so my sister and I grew up in the wake of her rise to the drug trade in Florida, the marijuana trade in particular, in the late 70s. So that's the core, I think, of the... Is that what you're asking? I don't even know. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. That's the core here. Somebody else take this, please. Please. Here, he's good at this. He's really good at it.
She's being a bit coy. She's actually the best. We came to it. My production company is called Chasm. That is with Mark Larkin here and Anna Paquin's my wife, and his wife Cerise. And I met Shana to look at playing the role of the sort of head honcho drug dealer called the Boss Man. And I loved the script, and at that time there was nobody attached to the role of the mother, which is actually Shana's mum, Christina. And so I said, had she thought about Anna, and she said she'd love to meet Anna, and I got it in front of Anna's eyes, at which point I stepped back. We came on as co-producers, and Anna stars in the film with the lovely Liana, who plays her daughter.
I think the actual the quote is, "Has my Anna seen this?"
Is that what I said?
That's what you said. I have to tell you, it is the sweetest thing I have ever heard in my life. And when I came from that meeting, I thought, wow, there's man, because I knew that I had a feeling that if she was involved, that you were not going to be involved, and I knew that was such an incredible sacrifice, a creative sacrifice for someone that you love. I just wanted you to know that I really appreciate it. Has my Anna seen this?
Oh, can I just put in something really cute? I wasn't gonna say anything, but we had like two big trailers, and Anna shared her trailer with a couple of the older girls, and I shared a trailer with the girl Ava Akers, who plays my younger sister. And I was hanging out in Anna's trailer when you came to visit, and all I hear is husband, wife. That's what you guys call each other, husband, when you guys would talk to each other. It's cute.
It's because they forget each other's names.
We're going to cut all of this stuff, right?
We're just here to talk about your relationship. Forget the film. But speaking of relationships, your relationship with your mother and making something that is autobiographical, how is that a challenge for you as a filmmaker and for you guys as producers, knowing that this really was kind of her baby, that you had to take care of?
It was difficult in that the earlier scripts were much softer than the reality, and I had to do a dirty pass on the film because it was important for me to be able to put a face to the modern day drug dealer. It's for myself, what I've discovered is it's a lot of single mothers. I work in a prison program with women, and have found that a bulk of those women are in there because they're dealing drugs, and they're dealing drugs because they have kids and they're uneducated, and all these circumstances that create this army of single mothers. It's incredible. So it was important for me, and also very, very difficult, to be able to put a face to the drug dealer without demonizing them. And I didn't want to make a sorrowful, tragic story about a woman and her kids, and because that's not how I felt about it. We grew up, and it was the 70s. It was like Disneyland. I mean, we had money. It was a big deal. We were not really affected by all the ideas of what drugs are and what they do. It was pot. It was pot.
I think ultimately it's a film about what you have to do to get by, and what you will do for your family. It's about family ultimately. It's about love and when the girls go down there for the first time in our film anyway, they don't know why they're going. They know that they're kind of walking away from a difficult domestic situation and going down to, and it's bright lights and it's sunshine and it's suddenly there's access to money that they haven't had before, and the girls at this point are just happy because their mum's got a cleaning job in their eyes. You know, they don't know, and she does her best to keep from them what it is that she's actually doing.
So given that this kind of centers on an anti-hero in a way, and that being really popular in TV and in film, how did you guys as filmmakers navigate a film where your hero is, you know, a drug dealer and it is controversial?
That, I think, was the biggest difficulty that we had. Also, when Anna first read the script, we had long discussions about how to bring a human side. And I think the more human that you make a character, and the more we can connect to them, whether or not they're doing bad things or not. It's a single mother trying to do the best that she can, and it's not just single mom. It's uneducated. It's 100 things, and yeah, I think that.
So tell me a little bit about your production company. I think that production companies who invest in indie films are the saviors of all of films that, you know, participate in film festivals like the Hamptons. So tell me a bit about what you look for in scripts, what drew you to this script in particular, how you get a movie made.
We have a bit of a smorgasbord of really different movies that we own and that we're making, and we've got one. I never thought I would get involved with any genre thing, but we've got something called Lonely Werewolf Girl, which I was like, I don't want to read, I'm never going to look at this. And then I looked at it, and it's this extraordinary story. So we bought the book rights to that.
So that's something we're adapting?
That's something that we're adapting, which is a trilogy of books in England, which are sort of undercover and really underground, kind of culty. And then we've got something like, you know, a drunken hockey player who becomes a ballet teacher for 6-year-olds, you know, and that's called Twinkle, and that's with Howie Deutsch directing. So we've got this kind of, you know, very interesting, different path of stuff, and there's some very dark things in there. There's something called Columbia, which is written by Dennis O'Hare, which is about suicide. So we have no, you know, we've got the full gamut of ideas. So, but ultimately it comes down to character, and it comes down to finding something that you identify with and a story that you want to tell that you think can somehow change people's perspective on an idea. Or sometimes as an actor, it's just like, I want to play somebody who moves in that direction. I mean, Shana was an actress herself, and I'm sure will say that often you don't really even take on the entire script when you first do a pass. You're looking at who it is that you're going to be navigating and how exciting that is, and then the rest of it all comes sort of later. Sometimes it happens in different ways, but we were very happy because nothing was ready to go at that time out of our slate, but this came along and we suddenly jumped on it, and we were all able to get it done before we started the next season of True Blood. So
speaking of, you know, character navigation and the seed of the character, then that's what you're drawn to. I'm curious for you, you know, acting with someone like Anna, who started acting when she was a wee little thing, and you're young yourself, you're not quite this tall. But I'm curious Oh, really? Yeah. At one point. So what was it like working with her, and what drew you to your character in the film?
Thank you. I think just the truth behind the film, really. I mean, it's obviously a true story, but when I read scripts, I look for realistic reactions to whatever it is that a character's put in, and that's what I saw in the character. I also, Anna, also being a child actor, was incredibly protective on set, and also really made it a point to bond with myself and Ava, played my younger sister. And what I learned about doing, especially a film like this, it was definitely a passion project for everyone. Sometimes people sign on to films so they can get a good paycheck, but this was about how great of a story this was, and everyone wanted to be a part of creating a really beautiful and realistic and great film. And that's also what drew me to it. I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted a piece of it. Thank you.
It's a perfect note to end on.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you for having me.